lovely. Got a couple of minutes yet. Hi, Maria. Can hear everything and hear everything. Lovely, fine. Oh, that's great. It's just getting my mum on now. I'm sure she'll manage. She'll phone one of my brothers or my sister and they'll help her in. Right, let's see. Make sure I can see my boundaries. There's my fingers. There's the back of my desk. Great. I might just turn this a little bit. Because one thing I hadn't figured on was the shadow from my lights. Because I've got lights above me and slightly behind me. All that shadow okay. Hi, Celia. Soraya, hi. My Alexa went off. Sorry. See, hi, Celia. See, people do that to me. When we were doing the live Zooms during the first lockdown, Karen Gilchrist, she was a devil because she'd call out and my Alexa would kick in, it would play odd stuff. She had me making it fart noises. Oh dear, we did have a laugh. Right, where? I need to be able to check the time somewhere. We've just got a couple of minutes, just letting everybody join. God, I'm up to 16 already. No pressure, eh? Oh, I've got to keep you all safe as well because we're using this. Or this, if you've got a nice sharp knife. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Julie. Welcome, everybody. Happy New Year, everybody. Of course, and I've got a delay. I've got to get used to the delay again. Hello, Nikki. Hello, even. Oh, it's lovely to see you all. I did wonder whether it was tea time and you might all forget being the first one. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Sandra. Oh, so nice to see you all. Making me feel like a proper professional. Oh, let's hope I don't cut myself now on one of the knives. Hi, Sandra. Oh, thanks for saying hi, everyone. Have you all got a pot of water to put your brush in when we finish painting? Don't need a lot, and we should only use it once, I think. But yeah, have a little pot of water. Got a drink beside you. Just had tea. Oh, yeah, I've got mine after dye. Lovely to see you, lovely. I've got my bits and bobs here. You can see me moving in all the shadows. I've tried to set up so the shadow won't be in the way too much. We'll see. Oh, hi, Mary. Still eating, Celia. What have you got? Mum's made it. Woohoo! Everybody cheers. Everybody say hello to Gwendolyn. She's my mum. Hi, Chris, Sarah. Hi. Hi, Ingrid. Large G&T. Soraya, that sounds really good. I'll have that after. Probably a little whiskey, actually. Hi, Ingrid. Margaret, you made it on. How's that happen? I thought your husband was making you dinner. While eating tea, yeah, you and Celia. Oh, and of course, as soon as I get online, Soxy wants to join in too. Go on downstairs, sweetheart. Yeah, I know. Hang on, I'll see if I can get her on. Come on then, come say hi. Come say hi, she's a little one. Hi, Di, other Di. Hello, Gwendolyn. Oh, thanks, Di. That's me mum. My mum's made it. Are you alright? You're going to come say hi? Daddy's downstairs, look, come see, can we see? There she is, look, she traipses all through. She won't stay, but what she doesn't like is Mummy talking to anybody on the phone. Go on, off you go. Oh no, don't sit on my chair, go on. Right, let's get going, shall we? We've got, how many have we got? Oh, 27, how lovely. Hi everyone, Jan's mum, there you see. Oh, thanks for saying hello to my mum. I feel like a school kid now. Right, let's have a look. I think we've got plenty. Hi, Anne. I'll try and remember to look at your comments, and for the moment it's all working well and I can see all my desks, so that's handy. Welcome to 12 Tags, 12 Ways. This is unit number 1, Faux Slate, with me, Jan, and Happy New Year. So I'm going to put that beside. That'll be my prompt, I guess. So this is what we're making. Now I'll come up to the camera a little bit. So this is Faux Slate that I did with a chappie a long time ago. Do you see? Can you see? It looks like slate. Well, close enough. Considering it's grey board, I think that's pretty good. I've actually got a real piece of slate here, which is hard to catch. See those striations on there? we might, if we have time. I did one with some gesso and some modelling paste, and I thought it came out quite well. But this is the main piece we're working on. I might dilly-dally on this later. So I'll put those beside. This is what we're making. This is our, if you haven't got one of these yet, the Tando Techniques Tag Journal, and it folds right back on itself, you see. And we're going to take one of the tags out. I know lots of you bought these kits. Thank you, thank you. We're just going to use one of these grey boards. So we'll now put that beside. Excuse the noise, me throwing things around. You've had all your kit list, so hopefully you've got all that. I'm going to start shifting mine out of the way a little bit, because the first thing we are going to be doing is cutting. And this is like, oh, what was I thinking? Hi, Lynn. Oh, I'm glad you made it. Dawn. Celia, high socks. Okay. I think I'm up with everybody, so we'll put this beside so we can see it as a reference. Oh, she's destroying something. So what we're going to do with your grey board is make these little indents. Please, please be careful of this. At this point, you can use a scalpel, which is what I usually use, but they are incredibly sharp, and I just don't trust myself tonight being first up. You just ordered yours, Kim. Oh. Don't forget, Tony's only making it to the post office twice a week now with lockdown, but I'm sure they'll get to you pretty quick. Hi, Dawn. So I'm going to use this. I just don't trust myself with my scalpel tonight. It's very, very sharp. So I've got one of these B&Q, £1 each, I think they were. Now what we're going to do is, we're going to make these little chips, but we're going to start off nice and slow. Once you get into the swing of it and you realise how the board cuts, you'll probably go a little bit faster, but there's no need to rush. They're not even. Some are deep, some are shallow, and we go right up into the corner, just as if the piece of slate had been chipped away with, oh, what are those things called? Chippers. What are they called? Like little clippers. Oh, I can't think what they're called. Anyway, doesn't matter. So, are you all with me so far? Have you all got your knives ready? Please be careful. I won't hear the end of it if you all slice yourselves up tomorrow. Right, and what we're going to do, hold it at an angle, whatever's best for you. I realise some of you will be left-handed, and this is especially for people with dexterity problems, or if you haven't got the strength in your hands. Nice and slow, nice and shallow. Ideally, you should be going away from yourself so you don't slip into your hand, but it's not always possible. Now, watch me first. Nice and shallow. You want a nice sharp bit, and I can see already I haven't got a sharp bit. So don't do as I do, do as I say, away from you. Right, here we go. So that's my first little chip out. Now it's really tiny, but you can see, I think. Okay. You can build on that later if you want to. And all we're going to do is go all the way around. Nice sharp bit of blade, nice and blunt, at about a 45-degree angle. I really do find it easier this way, but keep your fingers out the way. See this one underneath? And if you go through, I don't know what my cat's doing, but she's jumping off shelves or something. You can go right through the board if you're not careful, but I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing. So I've done 3 now. Can you see? I've gone about halfway through, I guess. I'm more confident because I've done this a few times when I was testing it out. But you take your time. They don't have to be even. In fact, I'm going to take one out there. You see it's all, I don't know if you can see, serrated there. And just work your way all the way around the board. And that's all we're going to do. So, found you. Oh, Carol, hi. Doreen, oh, that's lovely to see you both here. Hope you're both well. Happy New Year. When you get to the corners, you still want to be doing that. And do some long, some short. There you go. I'm sure, now you've done a few, you're feeling a bit happier. I don't want to see any blood on these when you show the photos later, and please do share them. We love seeing what you make. I can hear her meowing now. Honestly, I should shut the door really, but it's all part of the experience. And see this finger? My finger keeps supporting underneath. Gets awfully close to the blade, so just keep it back. There, see, I'm halfway round already. So just take your time. Anybody struggling? Anybody got any questions? Ooh. Take a bit, and you can take it in as deep as you want into here and down. Don't worry about all these little bits that are coming up. You can soften those down with either a little bit of water, a little bit of sandpaper, or your fingernail. Grey board is so flexible and it's so giving. You'll get away with a lot of little mistakes that probably only you'll see. So how are we doing? I'll come up. You see how we're doing around? Because if you think a man working at this as his trade, he's never going to get it like a computer because he's a human being. You want some big, some small. Oh, how you doing, Fiona? Billy's on my lap. Billy's mum's cat. Listening to your voice. Oh, how funny. Soxy doesn't like it when I'm talking to somebody and she can't hear the response. She really doesn't like it. But Fiona, how are you doing? Fiona's not very well at the moment. She's doing all right, I think. But let us know how you're doing, Fiona. I don't want you over the knife in your hands. I know how you are with dye. But it's dies and rulers and blades, isn't it? Oh, thanks, Diane. It's my mum's first time. She's a Tando virgin. Now, I'm trying to go away from it. I find this quite awkward to work away. So you do whatever's good. So nearly. I've only got this little bit here to do. But no rush. Oh, you'd love these ladies, Mum. I'm getting there, lovely. Oh, good. Yeah, just one side of the tag. Sorry, Mary, I must have missed that comment. You could do both sides if you want to, because at the end of the day, you're going to be flipping them around, aren't you? But I would suggest, if you want to keep up with me, maybe just do one side and do the other side later. You'll be able to do that easily. What you might want to do is when we get to the dry brushing stage, is just hold off on that if you want to do the back. Hi, Angela. I'll slow down a little bit. Well, I'm probably not going that fast, but if you've not used a blade like this before, then you might be taking it nice and easy. Now, where I've gone a bit shallower, I'm going to take it a little bit deeper. But as you can see, probably, I'm getting quite near the edge there, and I need a bit of stability. So as well, who asked? Mary, if you're going to do the back, definitely don't go too deep, otherwise you'll be coming through the board quite quickly. I'm going to make it deeper in a couple of places, just here and there, because also I know what the board can stand up to if you're not cut into board or layered it very much. You won't know what it can take and what it can't take, so go easy this time. Fiona's also a nurse, for those of you that don't know, but I know she has the heebie-jeebies whenever Di does any kind of cutting with a plastic ruler, because you should use a metal ruler. So I know she's already got the heebie-jeebies for that. Really funny. So I'm just going around in a couple of more places. Sorry, Fiona. This is probably my last cut, I think. At least you can't see everybody doing this. Crikey. I think you'd be having a large drink if you were allowed. Mum as well. Oh dear, you and Fiona. There, look, it's my last one, and my finger's under there again. Really watch out for that, ladies. Don't think we've got any gents in tonight, have we? There we go. I'm done. Mainly because I think I'm chancing my luck here. So, put my blade away, look. Nice and careful. Oh, I seem to have wrecked it. Right, I'll put that beside over it. Yeah, Fergus has got the lights off the tree and is unfolding them, wrapping them up to get them back in the box. The last bit of putting Christmas away. Right, I'm going to clear my bits away in the bin. And we're ready for stage 2, which is painting it. Now, you've got options. You want it matte, really, because slate does have a slight shine to it, but see, this is the real bit of slate. There is a little bit of shine, but that's mainly because there's bright light on it. So what you can use, gesso, which is obviously thicker and it's got a bit of substance to it, will give you a little bit of texture, but if you're going to stamp over the top, you probably want it as smooth as possible. So I'm not going to use gesso. The other thing with black gesso is it can be a bit shiny afterwards, so you'd need an ultra matte varnish on the top. So I'm going to use some chalky paint. This one I'm using Deco Art Chalky Finish Carbon. Give it a shake because it's been sitting here all day. Because this will dry matte, which is perfect for what we want. But it's also very warm in here, so I'm going to do it in stages. I'm going to blob some on. Now you don't need to be too careful with this. Actually, which one am I going to use? This one. Slap her on there. Not too thin, because and be careful. I hope you're not wearing white t-shirts. There we go. Slap it on. You don't want it perfect, 'cause slate isn't perfect. And if you've got little lumps in there, I'd suggest leaving them in. Normally we pick them out, don't we? But I'd say leave them in. But just don't go too thin, because you'll see the grey board through, and you might want to do another layer. But look how quick that is. And I know when I get down here, this top bit will almost be dry, because it's really warm in here and chalk paint does dry really quickly. But you can use any black paint, but if it's shiny when it's dry, just use some matte varnish over the top. In fact, might want to use matte varnish at the end anyway. So I'm going to go around the edges just because it's prettier. I'll probably, after the class, I will do the back as well. I won't do it during the class because I want to be able to look at your comments. So you go ahead and do the back if you want to, but I shall leave it. But now you're already starting to see those edges better. So I need a little bit more. You see it's almost drying at the top. Oh, if you remember me from Comfy Jama's retreat, I'm not clean. I'll get paint all over my hands. I don't mind that. When we're finished, this will be saved to, I think, it comes up as week 2, because I think we had lots of information in Unit 1. But you'll have lifetime access to it. So I'm actually dry. And what's lovely with this as well is, that's pretty much all the painting we're going to do tonight, unless I have time, unless you guys haven't rushed off. There's nobody left, I won't do it. I will probably do that little strated one as well, because that's really easy to do too. I'm going to just put a bit on the back because I can, because this is going quicker than I expected, and at this rate we'll be done in 5 minutes. I hope you're already all I hope you're all doing well with the lockdown, and it's not too much of a shock to the system to you. We know how to do this now, don't we? Just watch that hole in your tag. Building up. Yeah, we got the swing of this. We can do this, can't we? Just everybody else. They all stick to it as well. We'll be all right. Just say Stave. Say Stave. Although I tried to do them a click and collect on Tesco's, there's no slots for about 10 days now. You can already see that bit at the side. Right, I'm going to dunk my brush, because I think I've got everything. This doesn't have to be perfect, because we're going to be dry brushing as well. You won't even notice if you missed a bit. I'm going to put this in my pot of water now, because I think I'm done. And I'm going to do a quick blast with my heat tool, just so I can catch up. Let's see, is there any comments on there? Hi Helen, didn't see you jump in there at the end. Hope you're well, lovely. There we go. See, I haven't been perfect on the back, but I will go back over that later. And just a really quick spray here. Where are we up to? Oh, this is going really nice. Now you do want this dry, because we're going to stamp on it. Now, a stamp of your choice. I've chosen the bunny. I absolutely love the little hare in Alice in Wonderland, although he's one with the Queen's hairs. not the I'm late, big splurge on home deliveries. Woohoo! Yeah, you're not kidding, Di. I can't get a slot. I think it's next Wednesday or Thursday's the first slot. Yeah, we're the same, Fiona. We're kind of pros at lockdown as well, because although we went out, as you know, I do water sports, and we were going out, but our group was very small. There was only 4 of us, one of being my husband, so we managed it really, really well. So our bubble's been really small. We run on our own. Hi, Angela. Waitrose delivery for next Monday. Oh, well done, Lynn. Maybe I'll have a look at Waitrose. I never think of that. I go into Waitrose because it's so well run. So I'm just babbling while this dries off the last little bit and cools down a bit. Go on at midnight to book. Oh, I'll try that, Di. So they open more slots then. Is that what it is? They're not really booked out. They're just not freed yet. They're just not opened yet. Oh, I'll give that a try. I'll probably be awake at midnight. There we go. This is dry. Now, I am not a stamper. I am not a good stamper. I will try my best to do this, but I'm not very good. So, I'm going to stamp. Will I dry brush or will I stamp first? I think I'm going to stamp first because might need a bit of time to dry. Or first thing in the morning, Lynn. I'll try that too. Can I watch it back later? Of course you can, Ingrid. We're going to save them. This is like last year's ones. So you just come to the Tando site, go and have a look in the units, I believe. And they'll all be in there. So I'm the first one, but I think I come under week 2. Oh, you've got your jab next Thursday, Mum. That's brilliant. Oh, I'm so relieved. That's really good news. I know our surgery is setting up. I'm using white or cream, but you can use any colour, obviously, but white. I'll tell you what would stand out really well, orange, but it won't look very slatey. Our surgery is starting up next week, I think, so they're really rolling out quite quickly. Right, give it a good old splosh. When you stamp, this is Versa Magic multi-surface chalk ink, because obviously I want it flat, but any white or cream will do. And when you stamp on top of acrylic paint, you need to hold it for a bit longer. Now I'm going to stand up, so sorry if I get a bit louder, because I'm the world's worst at stamping. I'm going to centralise it and come nearer the bottom, plop it on and hold. Now, good pressure as always with all stamps, and you can bet I'm going to miss a bit. Even though you can see me going all the way around, I'll miss a bit. And I'm holding it on just a little bit longer than you would normally, because ink doesn't go well onto acrylic. You need to give it a little bit of extra time, a little bit more push down. I'm hoping he comes out well, because I love this little fellow. I've pushed him more to the bottom, and you can see this one I'm a little bit higher up because I want to put sentiment at the top. So I'm giving it a good push. Oh, just breathed in to make sure you couldn't see my stomach on the edge of the on the edge of the page there. It's so nice to see you all in. Comes first one of the year. It's quite nice. I was the last on the comfy pyjamas, and gosh was I nervous. I'm really pleased to get in early. Right, you saw me go everywhere. Let's have a look. Let's put that on the side. Oh, not too bad for me. If you've used paint to do this though, get it off quick, because if it dries on the stamp, you've lost your stamp. I'm going to just water mine up because it was ink. Yeah, so you could have used, and you still can use if you haven't got this far, cream or white ink. Cream or white acrylic paint, but if you do, get it in water really quickly afterwards. Otherwise, it's devil's own job to clean the stamp. So I'll quickly do that. So that's good enough for me because I know it's ink, so it'll be fine. And the stamp is by Deep Red. I think you can still get them. It's quite an old make now, but I love anything Alice, especially the darker side of Alice. Now, that is going to be wet on acrylic. I don't know if you can see it shining. So I'm going to give him a blast. Actually, he's clearer than my original. How nice. So I'm going to give him a blast on the heat gun because I know it's not too loud. Oh, hi Pam. Hi Christine. You're late to the party. You better say hello to my mum. There, it's almost dry. I'm surprised actually it dried. I suddenly realised that this might not dry in time. Oh, goodness knows why I chose this technique. I'm not a stamper and I'm pretty rubbish at dry brushing. So what are we doing next? A little bit of dry brushing. That testing me. I'll do an easier one for next one. I'll tell you what though, we are almost there. There's probably 10 minutes with my babbling as well. So I'm again choosing Deco Arts chalk acrylic paint because I want it flat. I don't want it shiny, because if you look at this one, the slate, it just picks up the striations, but slate again, where it is a little bit white, I don't know if the camera will pick that up, it's not shiny. Slate isn't shiny unless they buff it. Now I've got two ways, and like I say, I'm not very good at dry brushing. I've got a stippling brush, what you go through a stencil with, and you use really no paint. Or you can use your finger. My preference would like dye, I like to use my finger, but I'm going to have a go with the brush as well. So I'm going to shake this up because it's been in a warm room. I'm going to have a slurp of my Ribena. Excuse me. Oh, it's great, isn't it, Angela? How's everyone doing? You all crafting along with me, or are you just all watching and eating your dinner? Like Margaret and Celia. Cheeky monkeys. Right. I'm going to put a tiny blob. You really need next to none, because even that was one blob. Oh, just a little water. That is one tiny blob, and I did loads on him. So, tiny blob of paint on your mat. You can use your finger or your brush. Let's have a go with the brush. I'm really not very good at this. So, and what you want to do, I'm stamping now. Well done, Celia. See, it's a really easy one, isn't it? It's nice and quick. You're going to take, see that? It's next to nothing. You're going to whip it around on your mat, whatever you're using. You're watching, Angela, you can do it later. You're going to stab off so you can see, I hope you can see anyway, there's nothing coming off from my brush now. That's where you want it. And I always think there's nothing left, is there? But you're going to take it at about, what's that, 90 degrees? Somewhere between 45 and 90 degrees. Like that, basically. And you're going to start from the edge and you're going to pull it in. If you start in the middle, you may have a big clump. Yeah. So you're bringing it in, flicking it and flicking it. And you're thinking, there's nothing coming off there, love. Watch. Can you see these highlights coming in? It's like magic. It's a kind of magic. And now I've got confidence because I know there's not much coming off. I can start going sideways. And look how it just picks up all of those layers. And now I can pick up a little bit more. Once you get a feel for what you're doing, but you always want to stab it off like that. I'm going to do half and half. I'll do half with the brush. Oh, a bit more on there. Oh, because my brush is falling apart. Can flick it in. Don't worry about those bits, they're crusty burgers. So there's a bit too much on there, but that's fine. So I'll blend it in. Put it across like that. Done it! Stamped already, Celia. Celia and I talk loads. We've got loads in common with some of the other designers. We like, oh, now can you see how this is picking up here? Oh, I don't even know if I've come off camera. Terrible. There. I'm doing standing up. You see how it picks it up? I'm holding this so lightly. I'm tickling it. I don't know how to describe it really. Pretend you're doing your eye makeup and you've got a sensitive eye. You're doing it that nice and gently. Now I'm bringing it up over the middle. Can you see the lines? I actually want the lines from the brush because it's slate. And slate, when you get it, to get this, let's have a look at the original piece. To get this, it would have been a big old chunk of slate. And what they do is, going downwards and vertically, they'll put a chisel in along the top of this big old chunk of slate, tap it with a hammer to get off slices, if you like. So this is a slice of slate. So you get all of these lines that are naturally occurring in the slate. What is slate made of? Some sort of granite-y rock, isn't it? So what you're going to get is all of these lines. I hope the camera can pick it up. I'll see in a minute. I'm a 30-second delay. Oh, maybe I need to... Oh, yeah, I can see it a bit. See it a bit. And you're just going to keep working that until you're happy with it. There's nobody marking you on this. You just do it until you're happy. Now, like I said, I'm more of a finger person, and my paint's drying nicely on my board here. So, putting it on, taking it off. That looks a lot, but it's because it's dried. Now, look how... See, that's much more satisfying to me. I've got a bit, and it's a bit slow go, but look how that edges it so nicely. So for me, this is definitely my preferred way of doing it. I somehow feel like I've got a bit more control, and it's very tactile. And at the end of the day, it's going in my little journal, my little techniques journal folder. Oh, like that. No one's going to see it but me. Or maybe my mum, if I ever get to visit her again. Oh, look, you can see that all coming up now. Oh, be careful of your finger on your stamping. Mine's still a little bit wet. And actually, if you do it slowly and build up in layers, you can get a feel. So I haven't done much over this edge, so... But I do it. Look at that, how it jumps up then. And that's it, my friends. That's it. We're there. Now, one of the things I said I'd show you, how long have I been on? Where's me? Half an hour? It's not a tutorial. Sedimentary rock, I think. Oh, Sonia, thanks. Second time's a charm. You're like me, aren't you? We're not stampers, are we, love? Oh, thank you, Ty. Now, I'll quickly show you if you want to get a bit more ambitious. I'm actually really pleased with that now, which is, God, doing something live. This was my original... But it was gesso, and you can see the shine. I actually prefer the matte. I might even, oh, you know what I'm like, do a bit of pen work around here. Because I like pen work. I'm not sure of my sentiment yet. I think it might be something to do with the lockdown, obviously. I'm going to do a bit of lockdown art this year. Now, this is the real McCoy, as it were. And I can feel probably more than you can see these layers. So I had to go this afternoon at replicating that. I'm actually quite pleased with that. And all I did, you know my elbow's going to go in that, don't you? Let's get rid of that. All I did for this was really easy. I was pretty, I'll give it a go and see. So what I did was I got my modelling paste. Oh, just before I move on, I don't think this will shift because it's acrylic paint, which once dry is permanent, and this is a chalk acrylic ink as well. So once dry, I could go over that with any other medium, water, whatever. It's not going to move, but just in case you want to keep it nice, cover it with some ultra matte varnish or some matte medium. Job's a good one. Modelling paste. So what I did, I'll put a bit of black on here. I literally got, oh, which you can't see. Hang on. I got a palette knife. This is the beauty of working from home, isn't it? If you've forgotten something, you just turn around, it's behind you, it's in a drawer. Hi, Sue Banks. There's your... Oh, thanks, Angela. What's Celia saying? We're all mad here. That's a good sentiment, and it is so Alice. Perfect, Celia, thank you. We are all mad here. What are we doing? Anyway, modelling paste. Get a little bit on your, I want to say trowel. It's not a trowel, is it? I'm looking at it and I still don't know the name. Splodge it on. You don't need to be careful but splodge it on a little bit. Thick in places, thin in others, because it's a natural sediment, as Celia's told us. So you splodge it on. Remember, this can dry quickly, especially in a room like this. So I'm going to wrap this in a damp. We've all got our central heating on, haven't we? It's freezing. I'm going to take my brush. This is the brush I've just dry brushed with, but that's fine because I actually don't mind a little bit of it drying on here because I want a stiff brush when I do this again. And all I'm going to do is gently go over, try and make it look a bit natural. Can you see? I'll come up to camera a little bit. And all I've done is gone over with my brush. And that's given me, I'm going to pop that in the water straight away, but that will give me, oh, it's on the other side, you silly. These, and then I've just dry brushed that. Well, I've painted it with the carbon black matte finish, and when it's dried, I've just dry brushed like we've just done. That's all there was to it. So I told you it was easy, but I now need to leave that dry, obviously, that one. So I shall do that later. I'll pop a picture up later. So I think there we are. Who knew that I could do a tutorial in under an hour? Oh, hang on. Oh, Holly, I didn't see you come in. Exactly, Holly. That's exactly what it is. That was my inspiration. I loved it so much that I wanted to revisit it. Good, isn't it? I'd forgotten you were there, Holly. Fab. There we go then. Yeah, we did it. Where did we do that? Luby Crafts, was it? Out in Leighton Buzzard. Yeah, you stay safe too. That was all right, was it, Di? That'll pass muster, will it? So I will save this to the group. You can watch it back as many times as you like, although how easy was that? We've started on a nice, easy one. And don't tell Di, but I don't know what I'm doing for my second one, but I'm not up for a little bit, so with my second one, so I've got time to sort it out. If you've got any requests, message me and we'll do that. Because I haven't got a clue, because I've got little houses to do. We've got so much coming at you from Tando. So I hope you'll stick with us. I will call that quits for tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Put your pictures up for me, especially if you've used different stamps. If you've got any questions, let me know. But this can be found in this group and it will be in the unit afterwards. Oh, you're welcome, Fiona. Hope you feel better, lovely. Oh, Margaret, I'm glad you managed it, even if you were eating your tea, cheeky monkey. All right, stay well, stay safe, everybody, and I'll speak to you all soon. Oh, thanks, Mum. I'm going to cut off now. I've got to finish and save this. Stay safe, everybody. Thanks for being here. Bye.